thing though about writing is you spend a lot of time not writing. I was drained, okay? It does not matter. Wow, yeah, that's some bright sun. Hello and good morning everyone. My name is Charlotte E. Craig and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to start a little writing vlog again because they're fun. And this writing vlog is going to be a little bit different. The weekend just ended. It is like Tuesday now. This weekend was crazy busy for me. Really, like I was busy with my boyfriend, helping him with some of his music stuff. And so this weekend ended up being super hectic and it drained me. I was drained, okay? So yesterday I kind of just treated it as like a rest day, as like a Saturday. But now that it's Tuesday, I need to get back into writing. And also, last week, after I finished vlogging, the motivation to write was just gone. I don't know if anyone else has this experience, but like basically I just like had no motivation to write, did not feel like writing at all. And so I wanted to do a little experiment. So I want to see if I am more productive with the writing when I'm vlogging as opposed to like when I'm not. Let me explain. So last week, I did not write at all, really. It was very minimal writing. I wasn't confident in what I was writing. Whereas the week before when I was vlogging, I felt super great about what I was writing and I got tons of work done. And I really need that motivation back because technically my deadline for this book that I set for myself is April 30th. And if I keep procrastinating how much I'm going to write each day, or if I'm going to write each day, specifically during the week, I kind of give myself the weekend to just like, you know, write if you want to, but like no pressure. If I'm going to like meet that deadline, then I absolutely have to be writing during the week. And I need this motivation back. So y'all are going to come along with me on this experiment journey to see if I can write more and if I'm more productive when I'm vlogging or if I'm not. Because my theory is that this is an accountability thing and that really vlogging helps me check in and continue talking about my writing throughout the day and continue being excited about my writing throughout the day because I have someone to like talk to, even though it's the camera on my phone. So this morning I had my coffee, Starbucks coffee, just a regular grande pike. So I really just got up, got ready. I put on some like athletic wear to kind of motivate myself to work out today or go for like a long walk. But I'm gonna start my day with this coffee and I'm going to have some breakfast and I'm gonna sit down and read my Bible and journal and do a little have my God time because girl's been slacking on that as well, specifically this weekend because it was so busy and I need to give him that time just as much as my manuscript, if not more time. He deserves more time, let's be real. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that and then I also need to plan my week. I want to set a to-do list for today and some goals for the week as well to keep myself organized, on top of things, motivated when it comes to writing, but also when it comes to like my website, which if you haven't already, I launched a new website. It's charlotteecraig.com. I got rid of the createdtocreate.ca mainly because like this is meant to be my author website. That's kind of why I made that shift. So I just used my name. The blog I'm still calling Created to Create, and you can still go on there to find encouragement and advice if you are a Christian creative or if you're someone who is just looking for some kind of motivation to keep creating. But I have also added a section specifically for writers because I don't know if any of you know this, but I have been writing since I was like 12, 13. And I went to school for English and creative writing. So I have a lot of knowledge that I don't always give myself credit for and experience that I don't always give myself credit for. So I'm trying to, in addition to just creating some like inspirational, encouraging posts, I'm trying to give you guys some like helpful tips as well on how to improve your writing and how to continue working on the project of your dreams. If you want to check it out, you can go to charlotteecraig.com. And yeah, so things like that with YouTube, my website / blog, and also just like other planning things in my life that need to get done. So I just want to be on top of things. So I need to make a to-do list today. I need to plan my week, use my little agenda to do that, and my calendar to do that. And then I really just writing and working out, organizing my life. Those are the main things for the day. So I'm gonna drink the rest of this coffee and have some breakfast, and I'll check in with you guys later. I just finished having breakfast and and talking with people at breakfast. So it is now almost 12, and I haven't read my Bible, I haven't done my to-do list, and I haven't written anything. It's really one of those days, people. Right now, I'm gonna take my agenda and I'm going to write out a to-do list for today and for tomorrow, and just set some goals for the week and everything. It's been a minute since I've used this thing, which is bad because the whole point of me having it is to use it, right? That's why we buy things, so we can use them. So, I'm gonna get my laptop. So when I make a to-do list, or when I journal or work or whatever, like I need like some kind of ambiance to keep me motivated. I'm not one of those people who can work in silence. Like I always need music or just like something in the background to like motivate me to keep working and doing things. So I'm gonna pull up some ambiance. I have an ambiance playlist on YouTube that I listen to, and for stuff like this I try to not do like fantasy ambiance, because when I write I usually use fantasy ambiance or my playlist. So let's see, Little Women playlist for Christmas, which it's not Christmas, so probably not gonna do that one. The Call Me By Your Name ones are fun. Music for reading, studying, classical, that's fun. Paris Cafe is always it. Real peacefulness is when you're alone. Sure. So I picked my ambiance, and now I'm gonna start planning my week and making a to-do list. So let's get into it. From my walk. It is now 2:52. It is 2:52, and I am only just sitting down to like do any work today, but today was like a weird day, so I am giving myself grace for not already working on this project, because it does not matter if you work 9 to 5 on a project. It does not matter if I sit down at 10 a.m. every day and write this. What matters is that I'm working on it. I'm trying to deconstruct my you must be productive from 9 to 5 mentality, and I'm trying to enjoy this time I have where I don't have to be restricted to a 9 to 5 mentality. So basically earlier after breakfast, I sat down and I read my Bible and I journaled a little bit, and I also planned my week, sort of. Like I kind of just wrote down key things that are happening this week and starting to pick a day where I'm gonna sit down and set some goals for the new month, because March flew by and it is already almost April, and I'm not ready for it to already be April. So I was shocked. I ended up messing around on YouTube. I posted my first YouTube short just because like I have a bunch of TikToks that I've been wanting to reuse, and I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but like literally so many of my TikToks, when I download them and go to post them anywhere else, the audio and the video get messed up. Like the timing is so messed up. So it looks like I'm messing up, and it looks like I'm not saying like the words in the time that it's supposed to be, but I promise you I am. Like I promise you, like it was perfect on TikTok. So maybe I should just tell people to follow me on TikTok. I don't know. So I posted my first YouTube short and I posted a reel on Instagram, and I was just kind of like figuring out how to like be more engaging with my content on YouTube, because one of the goals for me having this channel and talking to this camera is so that I can build community with other writers and meet new people and just like encourage other people in their creative journey. And I'm finding so many fun things that you can do on YouTube, and that's making me like really excited. So, and also like it gives me an excuse to watch more YouTube videos and like actually like I have to push myself to like actually comment and like say something, kind of like put myself out there. So I've been like catching up on like new drops, I guess you can say, like the new drops. Yeah, so it's been fun like finding other author tubers and stuff and like looking at what other people are posting and getting inspired by their content and just engaging with their content. So I am going to eat my lunch. I made a little bowl of spaghetti that was left over. I am going to watch some YouTube videos because I'm not one of those people that can read and or write and eat at the same time. I don't know how people do this. I can't do it. The only thing I can do is talk to other people, maybe scroll through Instagram and watch stuff. I can't be productive while I eat. It's just not how I operate at all. So I'm gonna take this time to like gather some inspiration from other YouTubers, author tubers, and just, you know, just have a little fun little lunch. And then I'll get to writing and I'll invite you into that as well, because that's the whole point of this vlog, is to see if I write more when I'm vlogging. And so far that's not been happening. It's the first day, so yeah. It's so dark in here. So I decided, the lighting is what it is. I'm so sorry. I decided I needed to pick me up before I could start writing. So I'm trying to make my own little like oat maple latte. I have the coffee in the French press ready to go. It's this Kauai. Anyone from Hawaii, can you let me know if I'm saying that right? Kauai coffee, vanilla macadamia nut. So I am gonna flip this around. I have some maple syrup, some real Canadian maple syrup in my cup, and I am... Maggie, that's not your food. Dogs these days are so selfish. Anyways, maple syrup, coffee. Gonna pour. This is a fun little tutorial. You pour the coffee over the maple syrup, or what you can do is put the maple syrup in with the milk or creamer or oat milk, whatever you're using. You put it in with that, and then it's like maple creamer or maple oat creamer. Just a fun little tidbit for you in case you want to try this. And then I need to froth this some more because it's not right. Basically, like if you have like a frother, definitely use a frother. If you don't, just like heat it up. Like it's fine, it'll work still. And like I'm using like this oat milk here. Yeah, it's nice and frothed. So then I'm gonna pour it. I'm gonna try and be slick about this. Oh my gosh, I filled it too high. This is not going the way that it's supposed to. Okay, so I made a mess. I'm gonna have to dump some of this. That's annoying. Okay, let's try again. We're more oat milk. I'm pouring it in. It is not frothed, but it's hot, which I'm hoping helps. I'm gonna taste test. Okay, that's delicious. So now that I have my pick-me-up drink, I probably will be able to stop procrastinating and write my book. This is the thing though about like writing, is you spend a lot of time not writing. Like getting started writing is like really, like with anything, like with working out, it's the same. Like it's getting yourself to the point to just do it. That's the hardest part. And then once you do it, it's fine. Like you're fine. And so I need to just, in the words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Do it! Do it!
I need to shut up now and I need to write. Okay, so it hasn't been that long, but I have been doing a couple sprints and I basically just like reread what I had written before because once again, it had been a while since I had written. So I just need to refresh myself. And like thankfully I didn't take that long of a break. Like I was still working on the book last week. So I still had like an ongoing thought process about what I was writing and like was already familiar with this scene. But I like to read over the old scenes so that I can kind of get myself back into Carter's head and into Carter's voice. And I already know that one of the huge things I'm gonna have to look out for when I'm editing is maintaining that voice throughout the story, because I can tell in these scenes that like I haven't done that completely or to the best of my ability, and that's mainly just because like I'm really trying to like fix the kinks in the plot and like figure that out first, and then I'll go back when I'm polishing the prose a bit more. I'll add little things that just like fit Carter's Carter's narrative voice a lot better, because like her voice is supposed to be really distinct, and I want that to be the strongest part about the story, because even though this is a fantasy, like the world building is really like secondary to Carter's plotline and Carter's storyline. And I think like one of the best ways to keep the reader immersed into this particular story is for Carter's character voice to be really strong and really fleshed out. So I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. And in this scene in particular, it's hard because like we have some more characters coming into play, and there's just like a lot more going on and a lot of plot things that I just needed to like reconfigure a little bit to make it better. I did end up changing something that I don't know if it's good or not. So originally I had the chapters I'm working on, which are when Carter, Julian, Alexamian end up in the town of Maycock, and Carter is attacked by the innkeeper, who has a name now. His name is Abaddon. Before he was just the innkeeper. Literally published the book that way. Don't know what I was thinking. So Abaddon is working with the Morbians because he is one of the people that have betrayed his kind and have allied himself with the Morbians, and ultimately with, which if you've read the book, you already know this. If you haven't read the book, I just spoiled it for you, so I apologize. But basically Abaddon attacks Carter, and there's like this whole scene where, you know, they have to now change their plans, which originally they were gonna stay at this inn because there's a lot of Primorads who stay at this inn. So like it was a really good cover up for like covering up Carter's scent, which is why Julian brought them there, but also he brought them there because his fiance is there, and you know, he's about to go on this journey, and he needs he just needs his fiance, okay, before he might go on this dangerous journey. So this is another thing I changed about the book. In the original manuscript, the goal was for Carter to go visit the Wanderer. That was like the trajectory of like Carter's goal after she realizes that she's not dreaming anymore. I changed that because she needed a goal that was much stronger and that she was going to be able to achieve by the end of the book, because I realized that in the original book, the end, like the story is supposed to end on a cliffhanger. Spoilers. But there still needs to be a conclusion to her arc in this book in order for the story to feel complete. I changed it where now the goal of Carter is that she wants to go home back to the well. So she needs to get back to the well so that she can get back to her home and her life in South River. And Julian, instead of like wanting to figure out why Carter's here and, you know, get these answers from the Wanderer, whatever, like his goal is to get rid of Carter, because everywhere Carter goes, Morbians attack, Morbians follow, and his people are literally dying because she's here. And I just think that that is a way better character motivation and character goal than what I had originally written. So basically that's what's happening, is that they're now setting out on this journey to bring Carter back to the well, but because the Morbians have taken over for a certain region, so they have to like go this like longer route around, like to get to the well. They have to kind of like go through like Dryad territory, and I just think like this is a way better trajectory for the story because it allows me to introduce more of the world in a more organic way. Instead of that, like I can actually like have the opportunity to show the reader these things, and then them meeting with the Wanderer is also going to be more organic because that's just going to happen on the road, and that ties in with like already like little things I've added at the beginning to like hint that this is like where Carter's being led to. That's what's happening. They're in Maycock. They were just attacked by Trench, who is like a Morbian commander, and now they're setting out on their journey again, and Abias has joined them because Abias shows up at the inn and saves Carter from Abaddon. This is why if you have written a book when you were 17, maybe 12, don't delete it. Go back to it because you're gonna learn so much more. Obviously, like rewriting this book, like people would be like, oh, just write something new. Like, why would you waste your time? Like, I cannot tell you how happy I am that I'm working on this book, because the first book wasn't bad, but it just like wasn't good. Like it just wasn't where it could have been. And you know, there is nothing stopping me from going back and rewriting this and making it the best story it can be. And I've been so privileged and so excited that I've been able to do that with this manuscript and actually like make the book super solid and fit the sequel, which is also really solid. So I'm excited. But the major change I just made is that I switched to when part 3 is gonna start, because technically these chapters were in part 3, but I kind of want it to be in part 2. That's kind of like how I'm feeling. Don't ask why, because like I don't have that much of a set answer, except like it's just more like this chapter, it feels more like they're setting out on a journey. So I might change it back at some point, but like for now I decided to move it because I just think it might fit a lot better. Okay, so I said I made that change and then I immediately changed my mind, because it does work better in part 3 as like the beginning of part 3, because this is like really like when the things start happening, so it just makes sense. So it was unnecessary for me to change it. And this is really like been the process of rewriting this book. It's just me realizing like what is necessary to change and what is not necessary to change, because realistically writers can write the same book for years and it will never be perfect, and it's really just at some point you have to decide that the book is done, the book is perfect. And so I am going to continue with that mindset as I try not to like be crazy and change every single little thing. Like I really have been trying, guys, to keep the book as similar as possible, but there was just like it just has so much potential, you know? So like I'm doing it justice now, okay? What is really exciting is that I just finished writing chapter 19. And that was like my goal for this month, was to write chapters 16 to 19. And I did it! And I'm so happy. So now I can check it off my March goals. See, we got our March goals here on my whiteboard, and I can now check. We love checking things off lists in this house, in Charlotte's world, if you will. You see, but the issue now is that now that I've reached that milestone, the motivation I have to start chapter 20 is extremely minimal. Like I really feel like I could just stop and go do something else at this point in time. And you know what? I might do that. So I'm trying to decide though if I should like at least try breaking into chapter 20, but like I kid you not, like I'm just not in the writing headspace right now. And I really like, I know it's like a discipline, so it's like you have to fight past that feeling and everything and just write. But like I just feel like this is a good stopping point for the day, even though I didn't really write any new words. I don't know if this is one of the moments to push myself or if I should just stop and take a break. All I know is that I'm tired, and this pick-me-up it's really not picking me up the way I need it to. So, ended up not writing anymore today, which is fine. I was a little overwhelmed by the fact that like my word count goal for today was supposed to be like 1,085 words, but I just had to stop. Like, you know, when you just get to a point where you're like, if I write anything right now, I'm just gonna hate everything I'm writing. And like, I don't like feeling that way. Like, I like to be super intentional about the words I put down on the page. I know that doesn't help with like my goal of trying to get this book done next month, but I just felt like it was what was best for me and best for my project if I just step back and take some time to just read. So I am reading Legendborn. As you can see, it's getting pretty good. I'm gonna sit here and read for a bit, and then I am going to cook some dinner, and later tonight I need to clean my room, and I have a call with my friend. We're probably gonna play Sims together because Sims 4 is the best. So that's gonna be all for today. So far, vlogging is not helping me be more productive with my writing. But there's always tomorrow, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello, it is Tuesday. Please do not mind that's actually really bothering me. It is Tuesday, and it is March 29th, I think, and I haven't started writing yet, and it is 11:11. Oh my gosh, it's 11:11. So it is a Wednesday, and it feels like a Wednesday. I don't even work a job, like a full-time job, and I can feel that this is the most Wednesday. So if you're working a 9 to 5 right now, just know I'm praying for you and I sympathize for you, because could not be me right now. My plan this morning, after staying up talking to Maddie last night, which was so much fun, I ended up going to bed earlier than I thought I was going to. It was like just after 12, but I still slept in, and then I ended up having like a few errands to run this morning. So like my original plan was to wake up read my Bible, journal, and then write immediately and then go work out, but that did not happen. I did read my Bible this morning. I did like a little like the verse of the day on like the Bible app. I like read that and just like read it over a few times and meditated on it a little bit. I'm just in that mood right now where it's like, I know if I don't sit down and write right now, I'm not gonna do it. Like my motivation is just gonna really dwindle. And I really need, like, obviously like this is something I want to do, but like sometimes like the things we want to do take like so much out of us to like get ourselves to do it. I'm trying to like get myself to be excited about working on my books. I have my coffee and I am going to open up my document now. I'm gonna give you guys an update on like my progress because I feel like I've made, I don't know, I just feel like I have made quite a bit like since like the last time we talked, and I'm trying to get better at like updating you guys on like where I'm at and everything. Okay, so my project right now, according to Scrivener, is at 41,845 words, which means that I'm almost like 50% through the book. Once I get to 50,000 words, I'm like at the midpoint, which, thinking about the structure of this book, like technically that's not the midpoint, but like I'm halfway through the book, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying not to be like too strict about like word count and like when things happen, but you never know, you know? You never know. Today, apparently I have to write 1,097 words, which is reasonable. You know, I actually, you know, I'm not gonna be negative this time. I actually think I could achieve that. I think if like I actually like sat down and really got like into like my flow state of writing, that I'd be able to hit 1,097 words, because it's shocking how much you can write in a day. Like especially like with 1,000 words, you can really like write a lot more than you think. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop talking now because I need to drink my coffee and wake up a little bit more. And I need to get to writing, because the more I talk on this, the more time I'm gonna spend procrastinating on my project, which is like a fun little tidbit to add to like this whole experiment of seeing like if I actually am more productive when I'm vlogging. Because I think like the week before I was way more productive when I was vlogging, but like this week, I don't know, like I'm finding that like the camera is right now like an excuse for me to like take a break from my project, or an excuse for me to like not work on it and like take longer breaks because I'm coming in to like update you guys. So this is just like a fascinating thing to think about. So I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna drink my coffee, some water, and I'm gonna write my I did it. I did it. I met my word count for the day. Not only met my word count for the day, I exceeded my word count for the day. And I am elated. Absolutely elated. Because I always do this thing where I write a little bit and it's like I'll get to maybe like 700 words and I'm like, I did well enough for today. Like it's not my goal, but like I don't think I can meet the goal. Who knew that all I had to do was, at the start of this writing session, all I had to do was say, you know, you can meet that goal. It's not that bad. And I met the goal. And I don't hate what I wrote. I actually really like what I wrote. I will preface, a lot of what I wrote was already like from the original manuscript, but I had to like rearrange certain things because basically like this, spoilers, in the original manuscript, there is a scene after the events that happen at Maycock where a bias kind of clears some things up. Prior to this, in the original manuscript, Julian would have already told Carter a bit of this story, but I actually took that out because it just didn't make sense for Julian to share that information with Carter, especially like so early on. And also it just wasn't consistent with his character. Like he really wouldn't do that. Like Julian is very like closed off, especially to Carter, because he doesn't trust her, so it wouldn't make sense for him to like share his like dark, mysterious, tragic backstory with Carter. Like it doesn't make sense. Also, it just like didn't make sense for Carter herself to like ask why, like what happened to his sister, because like she she has experienced loss, and like if anyone knows, like if you experience loss, especially if it's like, for example, like a family member or something, like your mom or your dad, which it is for Carter, like people asking what happened is not helpful at all. Like especially if it's like some like random person, and like Carter and Julian are definitely not friends. It just like did not make sense for Julian to tell her that stuff. So I decided to take that story and kind of just keep it as like an implicit thing throughout like the first half of the book. And like I like how that worked out a lot better because it creates a lot more tension between Julian and Abias, because again, if you've read the first book, Abias has some kind of connection to this story as well, and Abias and Julian are like, they're beefing like all the time. I changed it so that Abias would be the one to share this story, because the way his character is and the way that he's kind of like come alongside Carter as a friend like very quickly, it made sense that like he would tell her this story, especially because he cares how Carter views him, because she is a new person who doesn't know his past, and so he cares a lot about what she thinks of him.
Hi, editing Charlotte here. So this is the point of the video where I accidentally spoil pretty much the entire book. So to avoid that, I have sped up this clip of me talking for hours. So yeah.
I feel like I can't say any more because like I've really spoiled this book for a lot of people. I'm gonna like be super vague about like some of that stuff, but the character dynamics in this book are so good. Like and I don't say that to like gas myself up at all, I promise. Like when I'm like thinking about this book and when I'm like rereading stuff and even writing it sometimes, like I feel like a reader just like enjoying a good book. But I am extremely excited about the progress I made today on this book. I am now at, okay, so today my word count goal, like I said, was 1,097 words. I wrote 1,237 words. And now my manuscript is at 43,082 words. So we are getting very close to like the halfway mark, which is so crazy and so exciting. Like I'm so excited, especially now, because at this point of the story, I'm getting way more into like the scenes that I love and the scenes that like I've been so excited to like revisit and rewrite. The whole second half of this book gets like super intense, and like I'm so excited to be like revisiting these scenes again and just like making them even better. That being said, I do foresee a couple problems within entering like this part of the story. I know I'm gonna have to go back, and I know I'm about to hit that crossroad like really soon, and I just like don't know what to do because my word count is already like, I'm already at 43,000 words, and like I'm really nervous that like if I add that scene that it's gonna make the word count even higher. Like I believe that my other limit was, I think I said like I'm allowed to overrun by like 1,500 words, but I'm really trying to keep it small. But I know I can always go back and like delete stuff, because I know there's definitely going to be filler words in this manuscript that I can go back and like fix up, because I definitely want the book to be no longer than 100,000 words. Like even that is a lot for like a fantasy, like young adult fantasy, especially like a young adult fantasy like debut. But I'm also trying not to restrict myself too much, because the book is going to be as long as it needs to be, okay? Like, and I'm like really considering self-publishing this book, so I can like do what I want basically. But I am still trying to like keep in like the recommended restrictions of industry standards, so I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do. And I'm an overwriter, so it's gonna be a lot of me just sitting like this, like reading every single word and being like, do you need that? Yeah, I'm gonna like Marie Kondo these words. So now that I'm done writing, I'm not gonna write anymore today because I'm done. I did my task. I did what I set out to do. Quest complete. I need to move my body around. I need to exercise. I'll probably do Pilates. I'll probably read more of Legendborn. I was reading this like during like my like breaks for my sprints. It's getting pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. It's very interesting, the world building and everything, and also it's still helping me write the Winds of Destiny. So I am going to probably just like sign off now, and like I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. So it is Thursday. It is much later in the day. I haven't really updated the vlog because it just, you know, out there some days. I just like don't feel like it. I did write today. I got to like around 551 words. I'm hoping this evening to put in the rest, like basically another 500. After I'm working on, like I kind of like ended at a good point where it's like I'm starting like a new section of the scene after like Abias has like told like his little story thing. And so now like I have to find a way to like wrap up the chapter because the way I did it before was so bad. Like so bad. That's kind of where I left off with writing. I did that like way earlier this morning, and then I ended up being out all day running errands, and I cooked dinner, and I'm tired, but I have some peppermint tea to keep me going. And I'm hoping to call Maddie now so that I can like have someone to do work with, and we'll probably do like work sprints, which like it's funny because we used to do these like work sprints during COVID together, like when we weren't allowed to like be in person. Does anyone remember that? We usually end up talking for the most part, but because she's in school, she has a lot of work to do, and I'm really trying to get this 500 words in, and I also have some like other planning stuff to do. Like I really want to work, so we're hopefully gonna do that. If that doesn't happen, I'm probably gonna play Sims because I've been in the mood to do that, and I never did that with her like the other night. We ended up just like watching like a bunch of videos and everything, so I'm hopeful that I'm gonna get at least some work done right now. I'm trying to be productive, trying to make the most of my time, you know? So I might update you guys later before I go to bed, and like if I finish my 500 words. If not, this is probably where I will end today, even though it was like super short. But I'll be back tomorrow to continue my experiment. So far, I don't really know though. If vlogging is helping motivate me, I guess we'll see tomorrow, like if that changes anything. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Guys, it is pouring outside. Oh my goodness. Wow, so high. It's been a long time. It's been a few days. So it is the next week. I kind of stopped vlogging after Thursday, I think. I think Thursday was like the last time that I actually like filmed anything. Why, might you ask? Why did I stop vlogging? Well, there's just, you know, sometimes when you don't want to. That's what happened to me. Last week was feeling a little bit unmotivated to write, and I think it's just like the part of the book that I'm at is like annoying because it's just not as easy to write because I have to like figure out how to like rework this next section. And so once I hit that point, it was like I really didn't want to keep working. And also I was kind of frustrated last week too because I had all these plans to vlog, I had all these plans to get so much writing done and like get back to a routine and schedule, because the week before that I like really didn't get to be writing as much, and just so many other things kept coming up where like my time ended up being so limited. I'm learning that like protecting your time isn't actually selfish, because sometimes I feel really bad like when I say no to helping people with things or like going out. Like I just all of a sudden just feel like I'm this horrible person, but like really there needs to be a balance even in that, or else like I'm never gonna write this book, or I'm never gonna accomplish like some of the other things that I know I've been called to do, or at least I feel that I've been called to do. So I'm still learning how to do that. It's really hard. And also like that mixed with like me feeling like kind of unmotivated with my book right now, it makes it easier for me to just say yes to go help with things and like avoid writing altogether. And so like that's really what was happening. And then I also started just having bad days. Like I started struggling a lot like mentally on Friday, and then throughout this weekend I was busy and still struggling mentally. Like a lot of it is just like those feelings of like self-doubt, those lies about my abilities and kind of like what the life God has like called me to, and some of the things he's called me to do like with my gifts. Like all of that just started bombarding me. Even today, like it's Monday, April something. NaNoWriMo started. I kind of worked on my book this weekend to like kick off the first day, but like honestly so far we are not doing well. We are not doing well. And that's okay. I think it's crazy to expect yourself to be perfect all the time, and it's crazy to expect yourself to be productive all the time. We were not made for that. You are valued not based on how productive you are and not based on how much work you do every week. Like, don't lie to yourself. Like, don't even think that for a second. Like, you are loved and you are valued and you are worthy because of who Jesus is and because you are his child and because that is who you are. That's a little pep talk. Also, like, it's okay to have days where like you're not writing as much. Like, that expectation is just killing me right now. So I didn't get that much writing done this session. This experiment of me trying to see if like vlogging will make me more productive, it kind of flopped. But maybe it's just, you know, there are some weeks where like you just don't have the motivation to do some of those things, and just getting yourself to show up is what's important. And something that always helps me is to just pray. It's to just ask the Holy Spirit to help me, to give me strength to at least show up. And that goes for everything, not just for writing. It can be for whatever in your life. Ask for the strength to show up and just do your best with the time he's given you and with the abilities he's giving you. So that's some encouraging thoughts to end this vlog with. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. You can check out some of my other vlogs if you like this one. You can also give this video a like and leave a comment. I'd love to meet you guys and talk to you guys and bond over writing and creativity with you. If you want more content from me, you can subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me at Charlotte E. Craig Writes across all platforms. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.